variables. So what are instance variables? Instance variables are declared inside class but not inside method. For example, let's create a class test with two instance variables, data and pi. These variables are inside test class but not inside any method. So these are instance variables. Let's see some properties of instance variable. Instance variable always gets a default value. Second, they cannot be reinitialized directly within a class. This is our class test. If I try to reinitialize data variable, then Java will throw an error. But we can reinitialize instance variable inside methods or constructor. Now what are static variables? I will explain static variables in static keyword video. Here I am just giving you an introduction to static variables. These are declared within the class and we need to use static keyword. For example, static int data. Only one copy is created per class. What do you mean by only one copy? Suppose we created a class test with one instance and one static variable. Now if I created two objects of this class obj1 and obj2, both objects will have data variable in them, but only one data2 variable is created which will be shared by all objects of this class. We will understand this concept better in static keyword video. Now what are local variables? These are declared in methods or in method parameters. For example, in this method, the parameter radius is a local variable and the total is also a local variable. Now let's see properties of local variables. These are not accessible outside methods and they don't have any default value. I hope now you are clear with the concept of instance, static and local variables. Let's quickly summarize everything so you can remember these things better. I have created three variables. One is static variable, another is instance variable, and the last one is local variable. Now the sum method is local variable's territory. We can access or do anything with this variable only inside sum method. You can't access local variable outside this method. Now for instance variable, this whole class is instance variable territory. Any method or constructor can access this variable. Okay, for example, let's print this variable inside main by using object of this class. So 20 is printed, that means we are accessing instance variable. Now it's time for static variable. Static variable is like independent. Anyone can access them inside class and we can directly call static variable by using class name. So we don't need an object to access static variable. First the keyword class, then class name, and that's it. We can create variables and methods inside class. We need to use the new keyword to create an object. For example, I am creating a class employee with an integer ID and a string name. Let's create an object of this class inside main method. So public static void main and employee emp equals new employee. So this is a syntax or way of creating an object. First class name, that is employee, then the object name, that is emp, and on RHS we need to use new keyword and again class name with round braces. The round braces are actually for constructor, which we'll see in our upcoming videos. Here I am initializing the variable directly by using object, that is imp.id equals 1000 and imp.name equals Deepak, and then calling the display function. Let's see some formal stuff. We call it as reference variable, and this is employee object. I know that you are confused, so let's see how it looks in memory. So emp is a reference variable, that is, it points to a memory block. So emp.id equals 1000, then emp.name equals Deepak, and at the end the function display is called. Let's revise everything. Here I created a class employee with a string and an integer id. Let's create a method as getDetails. And display method displays the details of employee. Now let's create an object of this class. So employee emp1 equals new employee. I think I made a mistake. I should have named the method as setDetails and not getDetails. I'll teach you when to set and get prefixes. Now our code is working fine. Also create object of one class inside another class. Okay, let's understand this by an example. Here I have created one main class as team manager. Let's create classes for other team members. So class member1, and they have only one method called as work done, which displays the message. Now another member. Now we can create objects of these classes in class team manager. And the message is printed. So that's all I wanted to show in this video. If you have any doubt, please do comment.